I'm really not happy with the name for this. I feel like we could come up with something that like fits us as a brand, but also tells people that we're talking about football. As yet football. No.
Premier League. As yet. No.
No. Premier League.
Why not?
No. Yes.
Yes.
No.
No. Tell me your thoughts. What's going through your head?
Premier League Untitled. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Premier League Untitled, the brand spanking new thing on our channel. And by brand spanking new, I mean it's... you got it. It's week 2, so we've changed the name of it because we feel like this is a bit more with us.
Stay tuned next week for another name.
Yeah, we're going to keep changing the name. Next week it'll be As Yet Football, as previously mentioned. No, we're going to stick with this one. So... It's been a week, and it's been opening week. So, since we've been away...
We've had transfer deadline day. I think that's the first thing we can talk about, really.
Yeah.
What happened on transfer deadline day, really?
A whole lot of shit.
I want to start with Tottenham, because I'm sure you'll enjoy that.
Go for it.
They tried to get Dybala. That didn't go too well. Who did they actually sign some people, didn't they? They signed Sessegnon.
Yes.
I know they signed him because I was really gutted about that, because I was like, that's definitely a left back that I'd want to have in my team.
Yeah.
We already talked about Ndombele. And Lo Celso.
Yes, that was the other deadline day signing.
He was on deadline day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he play?
I don't think he played at the weekend. I think it was just Ndombele.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I think they had a bit of a shocker, Spurs, really, because they just got linked with loads of players in the last minute, and they just fell through. Yeah.
Ironically, I was hearing afterwards that the Ryan Sessegnon deal almost fell through.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because Fulham didn't want to sell unless they could get somebody else.
They only got 25 million for him.
I know.
Oh, that's nothing.
Crazy. Anyway, quick fire round.
Quick fire.
So the big news that we hinted at last week that actually came through was Man United, and they finally got their man, who apparently I look like, and that is Harry Maguire. I don't see the...
You kind of do.
There you go. So I am as yet Untitled's Harry Maguire, which fits because when I play football, I do play at centre back. So there you go. It's in the genes. Do I think he's going to be good? I mean, he looked good today, but we'll go into that in more depth later.
Let's talk about the fee first. I'd say 80 million was it in the end? 78.3 we've got here, but 80 million.
It's a lot of money.
It is a hell of a lot of money. That's more than Virgil van Dijk, and I've just got to look at it as, is he going to make the same impact to that defence as Virgil van Dijk?
Not sure. The jury's out on that one. We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
So I guess the big stories on transfer deadline day were Arsenal, actually, with... Well, that too. Okay, he's just hinted at something. We'll stay on Man United.
You've mentioned Arsenal.
All right.
We'll do what you want.
All right. Okay.
We'll do what you
So we signed, finally, after the whole effing summer, we finally signed Kieran Tierney.
How did he play, mate? How did he play?
He's injured for the next 4 weeks.
Bit of background. Sam was going on about this lad like he was the next coming of Christ into the Premier League. He was comparing him to Andy Robertson.
Like most Celtic fans. Yeah, they both
play... One second.
Necessary interruption. Yeah, Tierney often does get compared to Andy Robertson, and I think he, from what I've seen of him playing for Celtic, he's got the same kind of qualities going forward, and I think he's solid at the back. I don't know whether he's as defensively sound. Again, we'll wait and see. But I think that's a great upgrade on Nacho Monreal and Kolasinac at left back. Solid signing.
I can see the reason for the signing.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's a good move.
Yep, and then the one that came completely out of the blue, because I was talking about Daniele Rugani, or Upamenko is his name?
The youngster.
From RB Leipzig. So those are the two that I thought we potentially would get through the door. I was seeing that RB Leipzig wanted Emil Smith-Rowe on loan to get Upamenko through the door. That didn't materialise. We didn't want to pay 50 million for him. So who do we turn to and piss off the entirety of West London? It's none other than Sideshow Bob, David Luiz. So I'm kind of okay with this. I think that's I think he's a perfect stopgap signing. And that's what I'm going to say.
Would you say he's going to start for you?
He didn't start today.
No, but like as in going forward.
I wouldn't be against the idea of having him and Socrates in the same back four. Again, I'm hearing murmurings now that because we can't sign anyone, we're going to look to sell players, and the two players that have been earmarked are Mohamed El Neni.
What? No.
Oh no! And Mustafi, apparently. So David Luiz, I see very much as here to replace both Koscielny and Mustafi. But somebody else who I will get to later has stepped up today, and I have been quite impressed with him, and he's had a very good pre-season. So,
we're going to go back to United then.
Yeah, big old Rom.
Big Rom, yeah. Did you see his reveal video as well?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so cringy.
For anybody who's played Bloodborne, it's not that kind of Rom. It's Romelu Lukaku we're talking about.
So, 60 mil? Was that how much they paid in the end? 60 mil?
Yeah,
about that, much. Yeah. Who do you think's won out of that? I think that was the most common question out of United and Inter.
I think he'll do well for Inter Milan, but they've got Icardi, and I think Icardi...
They've also got Martinez, I think his name is, coming through, a young Argentinian striker.
Yeah.
Who's 22, coming through as well.
I don't know what's going to happen with Romelu Lukaku. He's a bit of an enigma, because he flatters, in my opinion, to deceive quite a lot in terms of, his play and his... like he got 16 goals last season, and that's pretty good for a return. But equally, he's not pacey. I don't think he's got a very good first touch. No. He's one of those players that I think is neither fantastic nor,
As a Liverpool fan, I'm very much a hater of the target man philosophy. So you look at the past couple of players that we've had that you could compare to Target. What's those called? Target Man. Yeah, Andy Carroll, Ricky Lambert, Mario Balotelli, kinda. I wouldn't even say Carroll's the worst. Benteke was way worse than Andy Carroll.
He was bad.
And none of them have succeeded at Liverpool. So I look at it and I'm like, big tall striker who isn't actually that skillful. And he came with the reputation of being quite skillful, and he was all right at Everton. Yeah. Like, there was some good footwork goals. Yeah. But on the balance of stuff, here was crosses in and heads in, or shots from close range outside the box. So I've never really rated him that highly.
I don't think he's the quality that Manchester United should have. In all honesty, although they've looked okay, I am a bit worried about their reliance on Rashford and Martial today. They did well against the Chelsea defence, but frankly that was makeshift in my opinion, and we'll get to that later.
The Chelsea defence was okay.
We'll get to that later. So I think on the balance, Man United have won. They should have more fluidity, but there you go. Now, a club that we must mention, because I've had a request to mention it, is Watford. Okay. Now, Watford, I think, have done a lot of good business in this window, but it's gone under the radar. And by a lot of good business, I mean the signing of Ismaila Sarr from Rennes is a very, very good purchase, especially when you've got De La Feo on the other wing.
And he's so young still as well.
Yeah.
With bags of talent.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one for the future, and I think that's, fantastic. Free transfers, they signed Danny Welbeck.
What a signing.
What a signing. I hope he does.
Is this person a Watford fan that asked you?
Yes.
Danny Welbeck's going to do nothing for you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You've got Deeney. Who's the other one who links up with Deeney all the time?
I can't remember.
The other one.
The other one.
And you don't need him, and I think it's just one for the books almost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Deeney, Sarr, and De La Feo are that's a good front three in my opinion. Pacey, and you've got somebody there who's bullish and can penetrate the lines.
What about that penetration next time? Do you want to look into the camera and say
component.
penetration for me?
Penetration.
Don't say it.
But there you go. So that's Watford. I think Ismail Assar is going to be one of their standout performers this year.
Who's that?
I do not know.
No, neither do
I don't think they've let anybody go that I would be upset
Jerome Sinclair.
about.
Oh no, the ex-Liverpool player. Funny story about this guy. When he was 18, he compared himself to Raheem Sterling in the same progression line as him, and he demanded $100,000 a week off Liverpool, and we said no, and he ran out his contract and went to Watford.
Well,
and now he's on loan.
There you have it. The other one that I do desperately want to talk about is I don't know why we've let Alex Iwobi go and kept Henrik Mkhitaryan.
Yeah. Oh really? You don't like Mkhitaryan?
I do not think he is up to scratch.
Okay.
I think he's slowly on the decline, and as much as I think I said in last week's episode that I'm not a big fan of Iwobi, I think he's a good squad player to have. He's very good at retaining the ball, and the stuff that he needed to improve on, in my opinion, is just crossing and actually end product. But when you've got Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Nicola Pepe in the team, you don't need to be doing that. You just need to be keeping the ball. So I'm surprised that we let Alex Iwobi go, especially for a fee that I've seen reported as 35 million. That's not what we've got in front of us here.
I think this is without add-on clauses. This
that might be it. That might be it.
But I think you got a good price for him.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with the price, but
if I was an Everton fan,
I'd be happy.
Would you?
Yeah, 23-year-old who's got plenty of Premier League experience.
I'm not sure.
I think he's a decent player. He's very much Everton's level, though.
Yes.
Which is no put down on Everton. Like, they've got some decent transfers in. Especially Moise Kean. I didn't think did we speak about him last time?
I think we did touch on him, yeah.
Okay.
I think Andre Gomez as well. That was a great, recoup of somebody they had on loan. He did well for them last year. Yeah. Their problem is they haven't got a defence.
Yeah, and it's an old defence now as well. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Did they sell anyone as well? Idrissa Gueye.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
What? They sold Lutman.
And James McCarthy.
Everyone's going out.
It's going to be very much a new look Everton team this year.
Yeah, and we'll get to how they did on the first day in a minute as well. Anyone else that we think we should speak about? Liverpool continue to do nothing.
The only one I really do want to... the reaction I want to add to and go back a bit there is the David Luiz thing. Have you seen what the Chelsea fans have been doing?
No.
They've been so salty about the fact that David Luiz has left. Bearing in mind they've been trying to tell us that he's shit, right? They've been so salty that they've all gone, because David Luiz has a restaurant in Chelsea, right? They've gone and started fucking bombarding him, or bombarding the restaurant with bad reviews saying it's rat infested and they've got a snake problem. So,
well, which one is it?
Well,
one of them would kill the other.
It's a bit petty. It's a bit petty.
They had a rat problem, but they got snakes to sort it.
Yeah, but obviously it's taking shots at the owner. I think that's petty. I think that's unnecessary. Like, look, I'm an Arsenal fan. I've seen a lot of our good players leave for other teams. Van Persie, Fabregas, Nasri, Adebayor, Colo Toure, you name it, they've gone. Ashley Cole, Cashley Cole.
Oh, that one still hurts.
Yeah, that one does hurt. That one does hurt. But I wouldn't go away and try and screw up somebody's other business. So, yeah, lay off, Chelsea fans, lay off. Angry Rant Man, I'm coming for you.
Ooh. Watch out.
Watch out, bro.
He's coming for you.
Rubber Dinghy Rapids, bro. Anyway, moving on. Montage.
It's time for the results of week 1.
So last week we decided to set up a game to spice things up a bit, didn't we, Rob?
I wanna start by something. I'm pretty sure last time as well, I went in with the idea that we'd both be guessing on every single fixture.
He did,
and you were like, "Nah, I'll take the good ones."
No, we did an alternate. That's what I said. We would alternate. So I would guess one game and the results, and Rob would guess one game and the results. So you'd get a point for guessing the right result, whether that be a win or a draw, and you would get another point for guessing the right scoreline. So, the first game up was Liverpool versus Norwich, which was mine, and thankfully it was 4-1. Liverpool won, so that's a point for me on the board. Ding. Edit that there, Rob. And
oh wow! Calling me out before the game.
Ting.
I ain't gonna be able to do that. Actually, I'm gonna give that a good go. Right? Let's see what I can do. Let's really test my.
He's learning. He's getting good.
Been all over YouTube.
I believe I said that this one was. I think I said it would be 5-0 for Liverpool on this one, or 5-1. So. I didn't get the point, the right score for that one. So
don't think it matters, mate.
I had a couple of observations which I had prepared for this one, and I talked to Rob about it prior to recording. Basically, I think Norwich looked good. Yeah, I think they looked good on the counter.
I thought they played well.
Yeah,
I don't think the scoreline especially reflects it. I only saw the second half as well, so I missed all of the Liverpool action.
Yeah.
I don't know what they look like in the first half.
The first 20 minutes, I was really impressed with Norwich. Mm-hmm. I mean, they did have that own goal, and that was unfortunate. But they looked good value for what they have. And I'm kind of less worried about them now in terms of the relegation scrap. I think they will still get relegated, because that defence seemed to lose its head quite rapidly. But then again, it's up against Liverpool, and frankly, the Liverpool front three could scare anybody's defence.
Funnily enough, I was never worried about this fixture.
No,
because we didn't lose at home at all last year.
Right.
Well, we only lost once last year, and it was against City away. But we didn't. Our home record was astounding last year, and I was like, we should not lose this game, and. Well, we didn't,
yeah, I mean, the key thing for me is this defence of Liverpool's that is very often lauded, and it's the best defence.
Last year we conceded the least, didn't we?
Yeah. I have to say, I've never been 100% sure on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I like him going forward a lot. I think he's very good going forward. One of, if not the best, fullbacks in an attacking sense. Some of the crosses he was putting in against Norwich were fantastic. But he was getting turned a lot, and they were targeting him, almost as if he was very much the weak link in that back four.
I'll tell you what was... I agree with you, by the way. And what was really interesting in the second half, you saw the other three defenders in Robertson, Van Dijk and Gomez, and they'd be near the halfway line-ish.
Yeah.
And then Trent would be flying up
near
the 75. Yeah. And I think that's something he's got to adapt to his game. It's knowing when to go forward. And you're right, he has got an excellent cross, and he can assist for days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Klopp, if you look back at some of Klopp's interviews, he always talks about moving Trent into midfield. In centre mid. I don't know if that'd work. I don't think he's got the pass for it. I think he can cross and shoot, but I don't think his short to long passing is very good.
But it should be said, though, that Virgil van Dijk again put in a very, very commanding and dominant display there, picking up a header as well, a headed goal, which is something that I'd like to see him do more. I think he's incredibly good in terms of marshalling the back line, but he hasn't scored as many goals as I wish he should have.
I find it really weird because we were one of the highest goals from set pieces last year.
Yes.
But none of them are corners. We're terrible from corners. Well, I say none, like a few were from corners. It was mainly from free kicks or penalties.
Yeah.
Mainly penalties, I think. But it's like I'm still under the impression as a Liverpool fan of when we concede a corner, we're in danger. But I think that's from the Brendan Rodgers era when we conceded like 14 in one season. But and goalkeepers as well. Goalkeepers still fragile.
Very good point, because that's the final point. I'm going to just quickly say that Salah looked sharp again, as he always does. He's a very special talent.
What did you think of Origi's performance?
I thought it was good. He's still not what I would call a starter. I would have been putting Mane in there, but I know Mane's short of fitness.
Yeah, he's come back from the African Cup of Nations.
So, he did well, but he's very much a squad.
He got an assist and a goal, so you can't really ask for more, but he looks very Bambi on ice, I say.
Yeah, he's better than Welbeck, who is the other
Don't
Bambi on ice.
compare Origi, a Champions League medal winner. Champions League winner, not medal winner.
I think he'll progress, but I don't think he's ever going to be the first choice at that club.
No, I agree.
But anyway, moving to what I wanted to talk about, Alisson. What a crushing blow on the first day of the season. I've heard he's going to be out for 8 weeks.
I don't know about that.
6 to 8 weeks, I've heard.
I don't know. Bloody good thing we got Adrian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that was on deadline day, I think. It was the day before, deadline day. I thought he was alright. Obviously, he conceded. But I think that was more, it was a good shot rather than him not doing enough.
How badly do you think you're going to miss Alisson?
I don't know. Because I don't know how good Adrian is. I
think it's pronounced Adrian.
Whatever. I say Adrian because I saw
Adrian.
Yeah, I saw a thing. It was like Alisson's injured. It was just like
man's gotta do what a man gotta do.
It was literally.
You're nothing but a bum rock.
Adrian.
Adrian, yeah.
Adrian. I don't know how good he is. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he'll do a job.
Yeah, but I imagine Alisson will go straight back in as soon as he's fit.
So, next match then is
stop doing this. Stop doing motions like I've got a track where your hands go. Yeah, I want next one.
No, next one is West Ham and Man City.
I was just thinking, the Rafa Benitez. Let's try and make that happen.
West Ham versus Man City. Surely you got a point for this one. Surely.
That was yours.
But I had the Liverpool one.
Yeah. And
you got Crystal Palace. Oh.
You got that. No, I got that.
Bugger. Right.
You got that, I got that, you got that.
Alright, so I had Man City for this one as well.
What? I don't know which one, whatever.
I had Man City as well. Easy win there.
Extra point.
I tell you what I'm really annoyed at with this one, on a completely unrelated thing that we've got going on. I was making my fantasy football team, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to put Sterling in there. Sterling and Salah, of course, your money's in there, your quid's in, and put Aubameyang in. I'd managed to fit all three of them in. And then a colleague of mine was like, no, you don't want to do that.
Don't want him in there.
You don't want to do that. And I'm like, what, pray tell, what do you mean? And he was,
sir, pray tell.
He was
what have you heard through the grapevine?
Word to the wise, my friend, he said. Kevin De Bruyne missed all of last season. So he's only 9.5 points now. So he's undervalued. So if you get him in, you can get a better midfield. And I was like, you know what?
It's a good point, to be fair.
That makes sense, I thought. taking Sterling out of my team. And then he goes on to score a fucking hat-trick, doesn't he? Great. Thanks, co-workers.
It's impressive play from Sterling.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Superb start to the season.
Yeah.
And I think he's only going to kick on. And
yeah, as soon as I can, I'm going to put him back into my fantasy football league. But what can I say? West Ham didn't really do anything. I think they're going to drop down the table.
I think they had one chance right at the start. I tell you who, was it Haller, their new signing from someone from the German league, Frankfurt, I think it was. He looked really good.
Yeah.
Equally, I'd say we'll come to it later, the Newcastle striker.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later.
So not much to say on this one other than, City...
City did what City does.
Yeah, they pick up where they left off.
Yeah.
And I think Jose got it 100% earlier today when he said, the Man City B team could be in the title race.
Yeah.
They're just that big of a juggernaut.
They've just got the money to do it.
Yeah.
I remember at the start Pep was saying we don't spend 200 million on transfers, but look how much you're paying in wages. I don't know what it is exactly, but I bet it's
a lot
more than everyone else.
10, 11 years since they've been a big club.
Yeah.
Big club. How much have they spent? I think last time I saw it was I think it was about 2 billion on transfers. So I don't like that argument.
I complain, but Liverpool have done the same in the last two transfer windows.
Yeah, you've spent a lot, but we
didn't this time.
it's the way of the world, I guess. And it's the way of football.
Quick prediction: I think we've done that, so we can buy Werner in January. I think we'll put like we did with Naby Keita,
right?
Where we said we'll.
Who did you say?
Timo Werner.
Oh, Timo Werner, right? Okay.
I reckon we'll get him in January.
Okay.
Or what we did with Keita, say, here's some money, we'll have him at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I can imagine us doing that. It's going to be also like Madrid or probably fucking Man City. But yeah.
So, how did Crystal Palace and Everton go for you?
Who did I say was going to win that?
I think you said it was... Or was it I who predicted that one? I'm not sure. I think I said it would be Crystal Palace. I think
that one was yours, to be fair.
I think I did say Crystal Palace on that one.
I definitely got that one.
Yeah.
I got that one.
Yeah. I think you got Burnley and Southampton as well, didn't you?
I got those four. And
I think Burnley and Southampton.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
yeah. Look at those results, man. Like, you just wouldn't have guessed it. So, wait, no, you got that, because I would have said Burnley. Oh, no, I said a draw.
Yeah,
you said a draw.
So, Crystal Palace and Everton, it was a dull game.
It was.
Apart from Morgan Schneiderlin getting sent off, but Two
yellows. It was just stupid.
Yeah, the script was written for Wilfred Zaha to come on and score and make amends with all the fans, but he couldn't do it. I don't think he had enough time to. So
he came on after like 72 minutes.
Yeah,
there wasn't enough time.
So I'm just gonna skirt over that one. It was a bit of a nothing match. So then we move on to Burnley and Southampton. Your boring 0-0 draw.
Yeah, I know. Burnley turned up essentially, and I'm not really that surprised. Like Southampton haven't done anything.
In the predictions, when we were talking about who's going to get relegated, there's a part of me that thinks Southampton are going to go down.
I think we agreed in the end, didn't we? We were like, it was going to be Norwich, Newcastle were going to come bottom. We both agreed with that.
And I think we said Brighton as well, which is...
Yeah, and they've both had fine starts, really. Well, Norwich and Newcastle haven't, but we'll get on to that. But Ashley Barnes absolutely turned it up to 11. 2 goals in 7 minutes, ridiculous. I can't really remember them, though. Like the actual goals themselves. I did watch the match the other day, I just can't remember it.
So, I mean, this one was a surprise for me. Watford and Brighton.
Watford fan, what happened? Losing me points,
probably
man.
at the game. To be fair,
he goes to. Were you not cheering? Like really?
Yeah,
I'm upset.
Where was the 11th man, bro? 12th man, even. Don't edit that out. Leave that one in. Sam is in, that is. What's Decore doing scoring own goals? Eh?
Fancied getting on the score sheet, didn't he?
I was blown away with this one. I wouldn't have...
You could not see that coming.
No.
And you look at it as well, it's like Brighton didn't have many chances. They just took them.
Yeah.
And Watford were just well off the pace, I thought. It's not really much to say, really. Just Brighton battered.
Do better.
Yeah.
Bournemouth, Sheffield United.
I feel like that was mine when I said Bournemouth were going to win.
I think you did. No. That was... Didn't I have this one? And I said I'd give Sheffield United a win.
Yeah, and you were like...
Yeah.
Close game. Everything was tied up, really.
They almost lost, though, didn't they? They scored in the 88th minute.
Yeah, scored late on.
I saw a really touching post about the goal scorer, Billy Sharp, with a picture of him as a kid, in his Sheffield United kit. And, that must have meant a lot to him.
Yeah. I remember in the commentary called him Mr. Sheffield United, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which must have been special. There was a stat. It was like he scored 250 goals across 4 divisions or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think he's the only player who's ever done that. Something like that. I can't remember the exact stat.
Well, good job to him, really. Fair play.
well done, mate. Yeah. If you're watching, well done. Yeah.
Now we move to the game that got me 2 points.
Yeah.
In our little table.
Well done, yeah.
Got the right score and got the right result. I tell you what, Villa looked good. Did you?
Yeah.
You did watch it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was very impressed with Aston Villa, and you bloody should be with the amount of money that they've spent.
The first half was all Villa.
Yeah.
Like, all Villa. And obviously they got that goal after 10 minutes, which was a quality finish. Poor defensive work from... I think it was Rose, let the man... Or he got out-muscled by McGinn, and
yes.
He just slotted it in the bottom left. It was
yes.
Top finish. But as soon as that first Spurs goal went in...
Which I have to say, I was purposefully watching this on Ndombele for the whole game, and I thought he'd done nothing. Absolutely nothing until that point. And I was like, I don't know what the whole... fuss is about this guy, but fair play to him.
Shot, though.
That shot was amazing.
Any shot that ends up in the back of the net's amazing for me.
Nah, that was quite the way to announce yourself in the Premier League.
And after that, it just got away from them. They just got battered for 20 minutes after that.
It was a fitness thing, isn't it? These Tottenham players are very, very fit. And they're used to this kind of high intensity that you get in the Premier League. And although the Villa players put their heart and soul into it, and I have to commend them for that, they just fell off.
And VAR played a part, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it Kane's goal? One of Kane's goals got disallowed, was it?
I think it was one of Kane's goals, yeah.
And we didn't talk about it in...
The City game.
The City game. First of all, Sterling's one where he was onside. What a finish. Where he chipped the keeper. Oh my god. I was just like, whoa. But I think we'll talk about VAR later, because there's something from that game that I thought was very controversial, so we say.
Okay.
But we'll talk about it later. But Tottenham, Villa, Tottenham battered them after that first
3
one.
points to me.
Alright. No, it's 3, isn't it? You went like that? Did you go like
that? Yeah. Ding.
Oh, I see. Okay. 3 points.
Yeah.
3 points.
Right. Put a 3 right here. 3. So we move on to Leicester and Wolves. Talking about VAR. I have been listening to a lot of disgruntled Wolves fans on the way over here to record this, who are angry both at VAR and also this new rule that's been introduced. And I don't know whether you're aware of this, but if the ball hits anybody's arm in the lead up to a goal, it is automatically disallowed.
And they play on until it's over. Yeah. until the move's over, isn't it?
Crazy.
I think that's.
I've seen the goal from that.
It was Dendonka, wasn't it?
And it hits them on the shoulder.
It hits Bolly's shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen how far it was in between the moments, or...
No. I think it was harsh. I mean, you could say, and I've heard the counter-argument, it's the law, so you have to do what the law is.
Pretty sure that cost me 2 points as well.
It did?
Yeah, because I said Wolves 1-0, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Fucking suck my dick.
But sadly, that's the flip of the coin, and I'm sure there'll be other fixtures later on in the season where I get him like that close, and he gets jammy and guesses them all right.
Jammy?
So, yeah.
It's talent, mate.
He says on
0
points.
We'll see what it is at the end of the season.
Nothing.
Yeah, just don't get any of them right. It's a good thing I'm not a betting man, isn't it? Yeah.
So, on to the mighty Arsenal.
Who beat what we both said was going to become in 20th? 1-0. Smashed it.
I have to say, I thought Newcastle played well. I thought that, what's his name, San Moran?
Oh, the new left winger.
Yeah, I thought
Maximilian or something.
Yeah. I thought he looks really good for them.
I thought their striker played fantastic. You watched like every ball that was coming on top. He was taking it down.
Yeah,
like he wasn't just flicking it on. He was taking it down and really well. And he got that one shot away where he took it down and did 2 of your players and hit it through the legs of Chambers.
And went straight at the keeper.
Yeah. But even still, the build-up to that was...
No, he was very good. I thought John Joe Shelby's shot was a thunderbolt. I have to say, like a couple of meters obviously a couple of meters the other way or a couple of
be in the
inches,
top right, you know.
But I was sweating with that one. In terms of the Arsenal performance, our midfield was giving the ball away a lot. Unnecessarily. The passing wasn't up to scratch. Yeah.
I felt it was more scrappy than it needed to be because you obviously had the better players.
Yes.
And I felt like you almost went down to their level.
Yes. That being said, as I alluded to earlier on in the video, I think Callum Chambers put in a fine performance at centre-back. I really do. And a lot of people, I've been telling them that I think Chambers can fill a role there.
You liked Chambers, didn't you?
When he was at right back, I didn't like him. But he's gone away, he's got some experience, he's got some game time. And in the pre-season, he has looked very, very good, very solid. Mm-hmm. So I think he can do a job for us there. And obviously the manager thinks so too, seeing as he put him in the starting 11, which is nice to see. So good on you, Callum.
I thought he played well.
Socrates, I thought, played well. Ainsley Maitland-Niles didn't make any gaffes. That was good.
Wasn't it you last... I saw your lineup come out, and I remember you were talking about Tottenham, and I was like, you were talking about the right back getting sold. Yeah. And you were like, who's their next right back? And I was like, Walker-Peters. And you were like, who's that? And then I was looking at your team sheet today, and I saw Nathan Niles, and I was like, who's that?
Well, he played right back for us all.
He did well.
He's not a natural right back, might I add. He's naturally a centre defensive mid.
Oh.
So he's done very well there. Yeah, I thought Monreal played well as well. He was doing quite a lot of interceptions. And of course, Aubameyang.
He's your captain, isn't he?
Yes, my man.
Well, in fantasy, I should say.
Yeah, he just got me 22 points, or even more than that. So.
Oh yeah, you tripled him as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm on top of the league that we have now.
Are you?
I don't know about John actually. The mystery man.
Tell you what, you keep going. I'll find out for that.
I don't know whether I am on top, but I feel like I was for a portion, but that might have changed after the United game. Let's have a look, shall we?
Don't look at my details.
Look at his details.
Woo!
So you're literally on the same points as I am.
No, this isn't. Yeah.
No,
so it's not updated yet.
No, it hasn't updated. Are you on 66?
Can't remember. 66.
Yeah, I'm on
You're
66.
On 67.
Oh, 67.
Oh, I thought it was way closer than that. And 75, yeah. Okay, fair enough. That's not as bad as I thought it was, to be honest.
No, pretty good. Okay, moving back on. So, United, Chelsea.
I'd like to. Who's this?
Daniel James.
Oh yeah.
I still don't think he's going to be good. I still don't.
The shit you were giving him when we were chatting, you were just like, he's not going to do nothing for them.
I don't.
He's already scored, mate.
Okay, great, but it's
how many's Pepe scored?
He was on for 20 minutes.
He was on for less time.
Shut up.
He didn't even cost them any. Well, they cost them like 8 million or something like that, or 14.
Let's see what
Not
happens.
quite 72
see
million.
what happens in the long run. I'm fairly certain Pepe's going to outdo him, but
Probably.
fair play to the kid.
But he hasn't yet.
Fair play to the kid for getting a debut goal and dedicating it to his dad. Fair play.
What's Daniel James's dad called?
He's dead.
Oh.
That's why he dedicated it to him.
Oh.
He died just before he signed for United. So, yeah, bum note there, but, well, seriousness. Rashford and Martial.
I didn't think Martial had a particularly good game, to be honest. He looked the weakest out of the front three.
He needs to do a lot more for me.
Rashford, though, absolutely smashed it.
Yep.
Tell you who else who turned up as well, Paul Pogba, who's been very missing in that midfield, and he looked like he had a good game. I think they look better without Lukaku.
Yep.
Because they're very much reliant on that ball forward. They just go.
I take back a little bit of what I said about Wan-Bissaka as well. I thought he looked very good today at right back. I thought he was very assured. Maguire did what he did. You know, I don't think he had anything exceptional to deal with we'll get on to the Chelsea side, but they were incredibly weak.
Yep.
So I think it was an all-round good performance from United.
It's funny, because if you look at the stats, Chelsea looked to have the better game.
No, they were bad.
Oh yeah, but if you look specifically at the stats, you'd say Chelsea were the better team. They had more shots on target, more possession, more passes, better pass accuracy. Yeah. But they didn't score once, you know.
If I were a Chelsea fan, I would be very worried this season. I don't know where the goals are coming from. Tammy Abraham looks okay.
He had that one shot that hit the bar, the post.
Yeah.
But that was it.
I don't know why Lampard's starting Mason Mount. He was good at Derby.
He worked with him last year and
good at Derby, but you know you're managing a different beast.
Who else have they got there though?
Well, I mean Jorginho, I don't rate.
No,
don't think he's very good. Kante on the bench, I imagine that was because he was.
Sorry,
he wasn't fit.
I imagine that they'll shape it into a 4-3-3 later in life, and they'll drop Mount and put Kante in with the same three, as in.
The biggest surprise to me, mate, was the fact that they didn't have Pedro. No, did they have Pedro?
They had Pedro.
They had Pedro, but they didn't have Willian.
Willian's injured.
Or Pulisic starting.
Pulisic came off the bench, didn't he? Yeah.
I was very surprised that Pulisic didn't start, and they pushed Barkley out to the wing.
Barkley had a bad game. He was at fault for their second straight after that.
Zuma had a terrible game. Looks completely out of his depth in the Chelsea blue.
And if you look at that penalty again, he literally just throws his leg out.
Yeah.
It's a pure, I think, fear almost, like just, oh God, it's happening, you know? Just threw his leg at him.
Yeah, he didn't look good. He didn't look good. So I guess that's it for our review here of this week's fixtures.
That have gone by. Right, on to next week.
Clap.
Right. You take Arsenal Burnley because it's your team.
Okay, I am, because we're at home and I reckon they're going to put out a stronger team. I again think that we're going to win, and I'm again going to say it's going to be 3-1. I don't think we're going to have a clean sheet against Burnley, but I think we're going to have too much for them. I imagine Lacazette's going to play. I imagine Aubameyang's going to play, and I think they're going to start Pepe. this time. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if the defence got a bit of an upgrade as well, in the form of David Luiz or maybe even Holding.
Who would you like to see start against Arsenal?
Start against. Start for.
For Arsenal, sorry. Yeah.
You want me to do the full 11?
Yeah.
Leno, no brainer.
Yeah.
Socrates. I would like to see David Luiz start.
What formation are you going for? Sorry.
4-2-3-1. Yeah, 4-2-3-1. So left back Monreal, right back because Bellerin's injured. Maitland-Niles, he's doing a good job. Midfield, I would like Xhaka and Torreira. Then the front three, the front 4-3-3-1. It would be Aubameyang, Ozil, Pepe, and Lacazette. And I think that's a pretty.
You don't think Guendouzi gets in there?
I like Guendouzi, but I also think that he's.
I mean, Torreira's better, I'm guessing.
I think Guendouzi gives the ball away a bit too much. His passing isn't quite there yet.
Tell you what, he feels very rash. Like everything's full of effort. If you know, like every touch is like, ooh, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You've
got to bear in mind that this kid came from the French second division.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing very well, but he's young, and I think Torreira would bring some more assurance to the midfield. And if he gets tired, then bring Guendouzi on. And similarly, if Xhaka gets tired, you can swap him out for Ceballos. So that's what I would go for. So 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay. I guess I'll do Liverpool then.
Go for it.
We're playing Southampton. I think we should win this, especially off the back of 4-1. And Southampton did so badly against. Who was it? 3-0? Burnley, was it? Burnley.
It was Burnley, yeah.
We're playing the fixture, yeah, cool. I'm going to say 3-0 to Liverpool.
You sure?
3-0.
3-0.
3-0, yeah. Considering we've bought half their squad, I reckon we'll have Adrian in net, Gomez on the right, Matip and Van Dijk, and Robertson on the left. I think we'll have a midfield three of Milner, Keita, and Fabinho, and the usual front three.
Okay.
And I only say that because of the midweek game for the Super Cup,
right?
Which we'll come on to later, I'm sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it should be definitely 3 points for us.
Yep.
I'd be disappointed if it wasn't.
I can't see anything else there.
Yep.
Brighton and West Ham. The next two fixtures actually are quite difficult to call. What Brighton team's going to turn up? Is it going to be the one that won 3-0, or is it going to be the one that could get spanked 4-0 by West Ham?
What I'd take into account for this is West Ham played City, and City are the best team in the league.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go with a 2-1 win for West Ham. I think that's it.
That's a good shout. Yeah. Everton, Watford. Everton haven't scored yet. Watford have conceded 3 times against Brighton.
At Vicarage Road as well.
Yeah. And then they're going away to Everton, and
they're a good team at home, Everton.
I'm gonna say 2-0 Everton, 2-1 Everton.
Okay.
So Everton 2, Watford 1. Sorry to the person who's the Watford fan.
Step up your game, bro. Mighty Mooses and all that.
Oh God.
So Norwich and Newcastle.
Relegation fight already, mate.
Yep. In our opinion, it's a relegation fight.
I know who I'd choose.
Well, I think we both know who to choose here, and I'm going to go for Norwich, and I'm going to go 2-0 to Norwich, because I think the way that they played against Liverpool showed a lot of encouragement going forward, and I think Newcastle, there's a lot of bad sentiment around the club at the minute, the way that it's run. There was a protest today before the game. I don't think they're going to get many travelling fans to go to Norwich. I think it's going to be a very hostile atmosphere.
Hardly any of them turned up today.
Exactly.
Did you see how many empty seats there were? Like?
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah, but I agree. I think Norwich should win. But you look at it, Newcastle played against Arsenal, arguably one of the better top 6 teams, and they only conceded once.
They did, but I think
they can come away from that with their heads held high. And Norwich went to Anfield and got battered.
Yeah, but I think Norwich played well.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Newcastle is they were okay. They didn't leak goals. They didn't make mistakes. But there wasn't a lot there.
Yeah.
And it was might I add, a very inexperienced and young Arsenal side that was out there.
True. Yeah, that's fair. Villa Bournemouth. I was impressed with Villa this weekend. I thought, although they lost, again, I think they played well. Bournemouth drew against, who was it? Sheffield United, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Sheffield United.
But I think that was more of a last-ditch lapse of concentration from Bournemouth. I'm going to give it 1-0 to Bournemouth.
Really?
Yeah. At Villa.
Bold.
I'm a bold guy. And frankly, I've gotten everything else wrong, so what have I got to lose?
Well, you're going to get some points this week, aren't you, with the Liverpool game?
Yes. Well, you never know.
Man City and Tottenham.
Where do you start?
Well, Tottenham beat them in the Champions League, didn't they? Which is what's weighing on my mind.
True.
It's
a fair point.
A lot of people are saying...
It's different weight, isn't it, behind it?
I know, and a lot of people are saying that Tottenham are potential title contenders this year. I don't know whether I agree with that. And frankly, I am going to go for a Man City win, but I think it's going to be a dogged win. I think it's going to be a very narrow 2-1. I can't see Kane not scoring, but I think Man City have got too much
for them
to not pick up the 3 points.
I think that's fair enough. That's a pretty good point. Palace on the back of drawing to Everton, isn't it? I'm still going to go for Palace against Sheffield United, at Sheffield United, because I think Zaha will start. And I think he'll bring more to the game than they had previously. And I think Palace have got some great players. Even with the loss of Wan-Bissaka to United, I think they've still got players that can play. Yeah. Like Townsend, goal of the season last year, wasn't he? Did he get it? Yeah. Benteke, obviously, shit. But you just don't know, do you? Like he could turn it up, but yeah, I'm gonna go Palace 2-0. 2-0.
My last pick of this week, and it is Chelsea versus Leicester City. Now, my head is telling me that it will be Chelsea that win. My heart is telling me it will be Leicester.
Bear in mind, Chelsea have also got a midweek fixture in the Super Cup, like Liverpool.
That is a very interesting point, and I don't.
Why did I tell you that? This is.
And I don't think they've got the squad depth.
Just shoot myself in the foot, mate.
Point. No, not yet. No, I should wipe that one away. No, I do think with that information that they might struggle. They might struggle. I don't know whether Chelsea have got the squad depth, if I'm brutally honest. Mm-hmm. They didn't look good against United today. Admittedly, you could say, well, United looked very, very good and they were at home, but I've got serious concerns about Chelsea. Mm-hmm. I don't know how... I mean, Graham Souness said it earlier,
Where are the goals coming from?
Where are the goals coming from? You've lost arguably the best player in the league. That's a big hit for anybody. And I think
I think the thing that hit the most was they couldn't do anything about it with the transfer ban. So they sold Hazard, but they can't do anything about it.
And Lampard's taking a big gamble going for all the youth. Like, it's good to see that Chelsea are actually giving the youth a chance for once, but now is not the time to be doing it, in my opinion. So
especially in your first season. Like.
Yeah. Long story short for this one, I can't decide.
Well, you know what you say when you can't see either team winning.
I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay. Right. Okay. So final fixture of next week, the Monday night kickoff is Wolves versus United at Wolves. So United have come off a great result. And Wolves have come away from a 0-0 with having a goal disallowed. I rate Wolves, but I can't look past United for this. But I don't think it's going to be a big win like it was today. Even though you could argue Chelsea are a better team than Wolves. But
not at the minute, in my opinion.
Exactly. I'm going to say 2-0 United. 2-1 United. Yeah, I'm going to say Wolves are going to get a goal. I still look at United's defence and I'm like, that's rocky.
That's fair enough. And with that, we come to the end of the vlog cast, shall we call it?
Wow, there's some news yet, mate.
Oh, all right, go
There's
on,
some news. Let's talk about the Super Cup.
Oh, I missed the Super Cup.
So that really important fixture that everyone cares about. Super Cup. Very much an important, integral part of the league.
It's an integral part of the calendar for football. I don't know how
everyone marks it down. I'm personally going to Istanbul.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bring me back some kebab. And some Persian rugs.
I can't.
And a fez.
And a fez.
I like fezzes.
Yeah, the Super Cup, Liverpool versus Chelsea. I think we're going to win.
I can't see anything else.
Yeah.
Can't see anything else.
I think Chelsea will bring Kante back into the squad.
Yep.
But even with that, I don't think they'll be able to stop him.
No.
Unless something big happens. I think it's Liverpool's. First bit of silverware, mate. All about silverware. Yes. I want to talk about VAR as well.
Go for it.
The impact it's had this weekend. That Sterling chance where it was his shoulder, and I'm talking.
I have never heard that your shoulder can be offside.
Yeah.
I always thought it was your feet. I was like, what? He's clearly onside.
I thought it was anything you could control the ball with.
Well,
so that includes your shoulder, head, legs.
I thought it was the feet, but
I think it's ridiculous. I think that's taken something out of the game. That
I think it could have been a worse weekend and a worse opening weekend for VAR than it was. I mean, it still had its
moment. It's at its moment. Hello.
But I think we're going to get far more in the coming weeks and the coming months of the season, where it plays an integral and, more importantly, the word has gone out my head. Controversial. There we go. Controversial.
Yeah, there's going to be more moments there.
Definitely.
But the thing is, you look at it; it's got it right.
Yes.
It is still right.
And we can't have a go at it when it's doing it right.
Yeah. It's done its job, but
yeah.
It's like, it's millimetres. Like,
I mean, if that had been the case, you would have won last season. If they had VAR, you would have won the Premier League.
Why?
I've just seen that there were a couple of instances where, City got lucky, or you should have got a penalty.
Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And we would have finished fourth.
That'd be ridiculous.
I know. God. What reality?
Top six, has any of yours changed?
No.
Bottom three, any changed?
I feel
Southampton.
I feel, because we said Norwich and Brighton and they both had very strong showings. So I do think Southampton might creep in there, and I don't know. I think there's going to be a shock relegation.
Imagine if the Premier League table finished like it is today.
I wouldn't be happy. I won't lie.
Brighton getting in top 4.
I don't know. I think one of Brighton and Norwich will still get relegated, but I do think Southampton are going down. I was tentative last week, but this week it's kind of sold it for me.
Okay. Even against my convincing argument.
It was convincing.
It was very convincing.
It was convincing, but
it was
so's a
enough to
3-0
convince
win.
you.
So's a 3-0 win.
Sure enough.
So I guess that is, unless Rob has any other news he wants to discuss. Nope.
Ooh, I've got a good one for you.
Go on then.
Who's the first manager getting fired?
Ooh. I'm going to put my neck out on the line, and I'm going to say Lampard.
I think that would be harsh.
I think if the team continues to play as it is at the minute, I don't think he'll get much time, because they can't afford to be out of the top 4 or
Yeah,
the top
they need
6.
that dollar.
Especially when Abramovich is looking to sell it, which he is.
Want the club?
Yeah. So I think he'll get some, shrift, but I don't think he'll get much.
I think it's either going to be him or one of the relegation teams. I don't think
Steve Bruce could be one.
I don't think he will. I think I don't know, because I don't think Newcastle are expecting to stay up this year. Like, really, I think it's more damage control than anything from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lampard's in the most difficult position.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone else is in a position where they're expecting bad results, whereas Chelsea fans are expecting
good results.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And on that bombshell, to quote Jeremy Clarkson, thank you for watching if you made it to the end of the video. If you have liked what we've said, or if you've got a different opinion, or you just want to say hi, drop a comment below, click the like button, and make sure you also go and click the subscribe button and hit that notification bell, ding ding ding, because otherwise you don't get to see when we're posting live, and we're trying to do it more regularly now.
Yeah. And let us know what you think the next fixtures are going to hold, and which manager you're thinking is going to go first.
Yes.
We'll read them.
And
I've got nothing better to do.
No. If you've liked what we've done here, a little bit of a schedule for yourselves. We're going to be doing this obviously weekly now.
It's a bit difficult because Monday fixtures are going to come into play, but I think we're just going to have to go before that and then comment on them next week.
Yeah.
But we'll stick with the result cast that we've stuck with this week.
Yeah.
Cool.
I agree with that. We're also trying to stream weekly something, whether it's FIFA, whether it's the Division, which we haven't played for ages, whether it's anything, just 2 hours of us doing something. And speaking of what he's getting on at, I am currently in the process of putting together the Ark review, which will be hopefully hitting your screens relatively soon.
As in Noah's Ark?
No, as in Ark Survival Evolved.
Let's get show some damn respect for that game.
It's Rob's favourite.
No,
so
that's
again,
not true. That's not true.
Rob's
There you go.
favourites.
Let's show some respect
For one of Rob's favourites. There you go. So as it stands at the minute in our little tally, I've got 4 points. Ding! And Rob has got 0 points. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Really enjoy having you here. Until next time.
See you later, guys. Sound check.
Sound check.
More emphasis on the check.
Peta check. Check.
Check.
check out my melody.